And coming at you live and direct straight from the Sanctum of Awesome, my name's Off the Cuff Tom.
And my name is Megan, and we are coming to you with a Nerd Initiative news editorial. Would you like to tell them what it's about?
What if I do?
What if you do?
So, if you guys haven't been following along with Marvel, all the past month of January, they started a whole new line of what ifs. And I think they kind of did it just to follow up on season 3 of that particular show that. But they did what if. Specifically, if you take a look at our background, we're talking about the World Eater himself. This was what if Galactus made such and such Marvel character into his herald.
I gotta say, I dig it. I hope they continue this for a while because I think it really brings out all the best qualities of the heroes he chooses.
I think the best qualities is one way to put it. It also brings out a lot of their flaws.
True.
There were some really big gut punches, I think, that you understood about the characters. But let's go through and let's get into them. And we did them in order, too. So let me push some buttons here. I've been known to do that.
It's true. I can confirm that.
So starting off first, for January 1st, believe it or not, New Comic Book Day was on New Year's Day. It was what if Galactus transformed the Hulk? Now, Megan, what do you think about this one?
I'm not too big of a Hulk fan myself. I'm also not a big What If fan, so if that tells you guys how good these books are, then that should. But I thought this was a strong start. It really showed, like you said, it brought out some bad qualities. Not bad, but like, I guess, trauma of Bruce Banner becoming the Herald. And we see that it really did make him very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that this book in particular started off more along the lines with Bruce and not the Hulk. I like the idea of what they did with the artwork, especially putting the fact that Bruce looked more like the Silver Surfer, completely covered, but when he transformed, you can see that it's not completely covering the Hulk. I know there was somebody in one group said, "Oh man, this is awesome about the power cosmic and gamma radiation." Well, isn't it the same thing, dude? It's comic book, shut up.
I saw someone say the same. They were like, "But aren't those the same?" I'm like, you know what? At this point, I just don't question it. It's comic books. Comic books are weird. They're meant to be weird.
The one big thing that I loved about this is if you can kind of tell, and this is why I love having you here, because you are the Marvel mistress as it is. I might be the pop culture connoisseur, but that is the name I have deemed you. I really think that this part of the storyline was right around the Illuminati, because if you think how they played Bruce wrong, Galactus came and instead of shooting him off to World War Hulk and going down that whole storyline, they all agreed to give him to Galactus.
I did go a little bit down the rabbit hole because I wanted to know, where was Bruce in his life when this happened? Because when you first see him, he's wrapped in a blanket, rubble all around. You're like, what just happened? And I think your idea is the best because I just ended up with, it's what if, who knows?
It's the Hulk. He went big.
Yeah.
He didn't have a spandex on.
Yeah.
Now, folks, we're just going to go through the order and we're going to talk about our top 5 picks and put them in our particular orders when we get to the end. Coming up next, we've got next week's was what if Galactus transformed to Gambit?
I dug this one. This one, it's nice to see Gambit not attached to Rogue. That's my biggest issue with Marvel is that Gambit to me has been nothing more than Rogue's boo. But now we get to see him like spread his wings, take matters into his own hands, not following orders.
And the best part about this is that, you got to see Remy kind of understand his powers to the nth degree. And not only that, you got to see that sorry for lack of better words, roguish charm on a galactic scale, because you're seeing the Grandmaster, you're seeing Topaz, you're seeing so many characters out on that scale. We always see him down on Earth or maybe a little bit involved with the Shi'ar Empire because, Professor X. So this was a really great, fun idea. And on top of it, Josh Trujillo, who wrote this, he and I were talking about it. And I said, I love the fact that what you did is you made, Gambit still Gambit. Now that he has a power cosmic, he can fly, he can do this, he can do anything the power cosmic. But there's a particular scene where it's a heist issue, more or less, and he still chose to jump and do somersaults and
Yeah.
do what he does.
Yeah.
Like, that's a conscious choice for the character. um
Yeah, I agree. And like even when he has this cosmic power, he's this whole new man. He's still just trying to make out with the hot girl to the side. Like this felt good to see it so authentic to the character.
and I love the fact that coming off of X-Men 97
Mhm.
and seeing, that very particular scene where,
Mm,
he makes the play, to see his powers on that level, and then to follow through and see how the Gambit powers, his kinetic energy powers, are on a cosmic level now.
mhm.
That was awesome. I mean, he took out a whole group and
I was always curious why Marvel jump didn't pull the trigger and make Gambit run for himself because off the excitement of X-Men 97, it would have killed.
Mhm.
But right now, he's in the new TVA line run, whatever. So if you guys haven't read that, it's very good.
Nice. I also love the fact that, when we're talking about the characters, we talked about Hulk and not being covered in the power cosmic. One thing I didn't notice, because I was more enthralled with the Kirby Crackle style that they did here with his jacket.
Yes.
I love the fact that he did do the chest plate, and we usually know that at that maroonish, with a little bit of blue, which is still there, but to
Hmm.
make sure that his leg pieces and the chest plate still had that Silver Surfer kind of vibe. That was smart. So,
One thing about all these what if comics is that the artists showcased every talent they have because these are from beginning to end. These are stunning comics.
yep. And I chose a few different variant covers so we could use over here because my camera's backwards. Um, only for the fact that I really wanted to show the characters. There's some other ones, like there's ones that are like on a board, but I've tried to pick the ones where you could get the most detail out of.
I
So
like
let's
it.
talk about week 3. I mean, it was kind of a 3-sided idea. What if
Mm,
Galactus transformed the Moon Knight? I'm
mm.
sorry. When I heard about this one, I'm like, let's go. Simply for the fact that you're taking Moon Knight, you're giving the power cosmic. But when I saw the cover, I'm like,
Yes, all the variant covers are absolutely beautiful. I could not pick one. I want them all. And this, just as good as the cover is, the art on the inside is fits that energy and the story itself is fantastic.
dude, Galactus curb stomped Khonshu.
Yeah, I did. That
He bird's the word.
and it kept that energy the whole comic. I
The
read it.
whole.
There's not many comics that I read and I'm like, okay, time to read again. There's not many that do. This was one. This was one I
Yeah.
had to read for a second time.
And it was such a great book. And again, going back to the art and the direction there, trying to get that Silver Surfer-esque vibe. Mark still has the moon cape, but I'm seeing all this, galaxy stuff in here,
Yes.
and I'm gonna throw a different character out here that it gave me vibes for. All right. It would be, oh man, I literally just had it on to mind. Like Cosmic Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is a really hard throwback, but like, there's that particular power that sometimes goes around through the Marvel universe and gives individuals the cosmic power,
Oh
not as
gosh.
opposed to the power cosmic. But
What
you
is
know exactly what I'm talking
Yes, I
about.
do. What is that
Ah,
stupid thing's name? Mm.
it is. I can't. We're both looking it up because we just like complete Captain Universe.
There it is.
Ah, but I saw this and got like total Captain Universe vibes because he has that galaxy in his, chest.
Yeah, I now you say it, I can 100% see that. I loved that they added the galaxy look to how he looked and it fit every single panel. Oh, I want every single page of that on my wall. It's just
And the
so beautiful.
and let's talk about not only just his design, This book was special in particular for the fact that we saw all of the
Mhm.
old heralds. We saw Frankie Ray, we saw
Yeah.
Nova, Terrax, Beard Totin' Silver Surfer.
I dug that. I don't know why, but Silver Surfer with hair, I was like, that's a look and I respected.
I was going to say, Norin, you look rad.
He looks red. Nice.
Sorry, folks, I still do the puns.
We have, we
Uh,
we appreciate it. Don't you worry.
so then, following up week 4, because January was one of those 5 weeks, so we got 5 books. We got The Lady's Time to Shine with What If
Yes.
Galactus Transformed Rogue. This one was a 2 read for me. And not for the idea of, wow, I got to get back into this. It's more of, I really got to understand this a bit more.
This one, oh, well, I liked all of these. I have to say I liked this one the least.
Spoilers. We
I'm
got a
not
graphic for that.
I'm not going to give anything away.
Okay.
It's just like Rogue is such a huge powerhouse of a character herself. But like as Galactic's Herald, it just didn't fit with me. It's very well written. I do enjoy all they put into it, but I think I would have picked a different character than Rogue.
I think that after doing a second read on this bumped up on my list because there was a lot to take out of this, and considering we were coming off of 3, like book 1 was fun but still a little heavy.
Yeah.
Number 2, which was Gambit, was pure fun. I mean, it had this kinetic energy about it.
Yeah.
Number 3 was just, I'm gonna read this again because I gotta.
Yeah.
So the tonal shift that we got into this one really made me have to go back and appreciate it more.
I do think it's the most grounded one out of all of them. It
Mm-hmm.
it was very much more about Rogue as a character outside of being a mutant, outside of having her powers, outside of all that. It was just Rogue, who she is as a person.
Mm-hmm. And that's what was the standout thing. It wasn't her skill set. It wasn't her costume. It was Rogue being Rogue, who just happened to be the Herald of Galactus.
Right. She's just
Just
what is her life?
That's a very, very good question. And then just this past week, again, we got another one, and we're talking about, that's right, the phenom from Earth. What was it, 16 that I said? 16 or 19, whatever Earth she's from, who broke out from Spider-Verse, Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, that's my girl, first of all. So I can't say anything negative about her because she deserves the best things in life. But Marvel is doing so many things with her right now. It's hard to keep up. Like she's also in the TVA comics. She also has a fantastic run written by Stephanie Phillips right now. And
Shout out to Stephanie Phillips.
she's dope. If you guys haven't checked her out, her stuff, you're missing out. And now
Mm-hmm.
she's in What If, and it's like, okay. Like I'll take as much as you give me, but I'm like, whew, had to keep up.
Well, I'm going to say, since you already said what your number 5 is, this was my number 5. This
Wow.
really, really was.
How come?
Okay, so the first few pages was Gwen being Gwen and making the sacrifice play, becoming the Herald of Galactus. That is quintessential Gwendolyn. All right.
Yes.
And then she's trying to find planets and this, that, and the other thing. And then we land on a particular planet that's very medieval, and someone just go get the dice. This is exactly what I thought that happened. We turned it from a comic book into a D&D campaign. And yes, I had these ready just because.
I saw. What I think
But
about what
that's
this
just me.
one.
And who the hell's the magician? The wizard in that book. Who
Okay,
knew?
I was like, do we know her? And it's like, when you don't know who someone is, but everyone else does, and you're like, it's too late in life for me to ask. That's how I felt. I was like, who is Nina? I don't know. But I think what I did enjoy about this the most is that no matter in what if any scenario, Gwen is a hero to her core. And she shows
Absolutely.
that 100% here. And she looks amazing.
She looks
As a
fantastic.
herald,
I
she
love
does.
the neon superpower webbing that she was doing because I
Oh my
was
god, yes.
wondering how they were going to incorporate that. I wish they would have done a little bit more of her teal in there, but whatever, I'm down. Blacking out the face like it's a little Gwenum-ish,
Mhm.
and really make the eyes pop. I'm down for it. I would have liked, and you know what? I'm just going to say this: a what if? What if they would have taken and done the teal around the eyes to really just make it pop?
Okay. Yeah, I see that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Marvel,
You
what's
have
up?
many good ideas. Someone tag Marvel in the comments real quick.
And so let's just finish it up. We're going to talk our orders, and of course, the Mary Marvel Mistress herself is going to go first.
Yes, I am. So, it should not be any surprise that my favorite one was Moon Knight. Then it goes Spider-Gwen. Number 3 was Galactus transformed Hulk, which I did not see. I really thought I was not gonna like it because just not a big Hulk fan, but they nailed it. The next one is Gambit, and he was such a close number 3. Like, that one was really hard for me to decipher the 2. And then the
Mm-hmm.
5th was Rogue. I liked it. I thought it was really well done, but I liked it the least.
Yep. So we already know what my number 5 is, simply for the fact that we started one way with Gwen and then went. Somebody rolled a 1 for continuity's sake.
I also wanted to see more of what happened after that, like,
And that's the
after
other thing.
Gwen.
That's one of the few books that didn't end with a dot dot dot. It was the end.
Yeah, well, it said "The End?" question mark.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it did. Didn't it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no.
Because Gwen quintessentially at her core is still Gwen. So we know that,
True.
you know.
I am curious
So
if all these, like, kind of merge together at some point.
I wouldn't be. I don't know if they'll go like the MC, the Disney Plus route and put them all together. What ifs can just stand alone and be that.
I
I wouldn't
agree.
mind a follow up, but
Mhm.
I don't need them all crossing over.
But the fact that they got the fact that they got Gambit and Rogue, I was just kinda like, "Are they gonna meet in
I
this what
don't
if
want it.
scenario?" I
I
don't either, but I just to be honest, I just want more of the Moon Knight one.
don't. So coming out for me, number 1 is absolutely Moon Knight, and
Yeah.
the big reason we didn't talk about it because I was waiting for this part is that as Moon Knight meets the heralds, because of Moon Knight's with his DID, each of his personalities got different power sets, and they
Yes.
finally agreed slightly. But you had the narration of "I'm feeling myself, I'm feeling losing myself," and they were able to switch out. So you had, Mr. Knight, you had, Mark, you had, and they kept going through, and you saw different power sets. That was the big thing that got me in. The internal monologue really is what captured me in this.
I'll never get sick of Moon Knight's monologues, but in this one, it was fantastic, and when they revealed that they all had different powers, I was like, "Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god. I only have 3 pages left. What do I do?"
So number 2 for me was the Hulk. So 2 and 3 were my hard ones here.
Yeah.
Um, so 2 for me was Hulk, simply for the fact that I loved, after rereading it and getting the whole idea, like, yo, they did Bruce wrong, so I can understand Hulk's rage even more. And
Mhm.
Bruce finally, not giving any F's, like, I get it. Bruce was still trying to be Bruce, but if you said, all right, well, if you're not going to help, see ya.
Yeah.
Number 3 was Gambit because, again, I think that Hulk had the better story as far as the character's development was concerned over Gambit. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with Gambit developing and understanding how his powers work, especially, how he got done dirty at the end of the book.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that was that. Rogue, again, was originally going to be my number 5, but upon the reread and the feelings I got for her, it had to at least go to 4, and then roll for as a number 5.
I do think, like, the Rogue one, it was the most relatable because we
Mm-hmm.
did kind of connect with her human side.
Oh yeah.
Gambit was just a butt ton of fun throughout the whole thing. Like, there's not one part that just wasn't fun. Hulk, I agree. Amazing, a great story, great character development. It was heavy and it was also very relatable. Then Moon Knight, 10 out of 10, no notes.
10 out of 10.
Spider Gwen, I'm pulling for you, girl. It's just me and you out in these streets.
Well, Megan, I can't tell you thank you enough for taking the time to do this with me. This was fun, and for
This
my
was.
first opportunity to do an editorial for NI News,
It was fun. I
it-
hope. Do we know if they're coming out with more?
more what ifs.
Yes. Well, like the Galactus transforming them into
I
heralds.
don't think so. I think it was only this was only supposed to be a limited run, 5 issues. I'm always down for another what if series as long as I like this whole idea that they're doing themes. What
I do
if not?
too.
Oh well, what if we did this or what if we did that? Give me a theme, give me a month. I'm all about that.
I'm into it. And if they do it again, you guys can be sure that we will be here to tell you all about it.
Yeah, because I called the highest dibs when I found out that there was going to be these what ifs. I was in our chat and went dibs.
I actually slept on them because I was like, more what if? Because I'm still not over the annoying ending of the show. But
That's a whole other episode.
that's a whole other episode. But then when they said, "Oh, what if Galactus transformed Spider-Gwen?" I was like, "I'm in. Say no more." And then I read it, and then I read the rest, and here we are.
Yep. Don't forget, everybody, to make sure that you come back here and that you subscribe, you hit that bell. Come on back here to Nerd Initiative for everything in pop culture positivity.
Yes, and be sure to click subscribe wherever you're watching this episode because we have so many things to offer you, and don't miss out on any of it. We have collectibles, play for keeps. We have comics, movies, TVs, wrestling, everything. So,
Oh man, you had to name everything except the one thing I don't do.
is it wrestling?
Yeah,
I don't do all that either. I'm UFC, UFC baby.
Again, still.
We'll get you. We'll get you in. Don't worry.
No. Nope. I've got
Well,
Karibo. I'm good. We're good.
well, thank you everyone for watching. You guys have a great night.
And I'm out.